We're live. We're website one. Woohoo! We're here. It's Nico and Michael and Ben and Sam, and my voice will not last much longer. We were just talking about the new Jitsi things. Yeah, Nico, to save my voice, do you want to explain to Ben how the Jitsi thing works?
Yeah, but I will explain how the SHF project is using it, and it's kind of the same, like where.
I'm sorry, the what project?
Yeah, SHF project.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. They paste just a link, and it will appear to all the users, and they will join. It has a pretty nice interface, and that's it. Then you can.
So check this out. So this is our here now. Oops, it's gone to Choppy Vampires Freeze Obsessively for some reason. Anyway, instead of Campaign Scrum. But so basically now this, it has a custom URL for a given meeting, right? So you even if someone hasn't shared the link to it, you still know what it was from. It's the same every week, so you can kind of arrive early and hang out. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. All right. Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry, a little bit obscure, but yeah. So this one that Sigur's just set up has the problem that it doesn't have the full. It's not the fully featured one, I mean, there's if you go to Jitsi, it's like this one. Is that right? Meet.jit.c, like that. This is all set up. The interesting with the SHF project, they don't record their meetings as far as I know.
They don't record.
Yeah. I don't know. Even without recording, I think we would occasionally have bandwidth problems using this like shared server. But I guess, I think SHF, depending on the week, if the bandwidth is poor on this, they won't use it. Anyway.
But you don't envision that being a problem with the Azure servers that we have.
Well, the point with the Azure is that we can actually, we have control. We won't have to share them with anybody, and then we can, like, if it's not performant enough, we can make it a bigger Azure box because we get a sponsorship from Microsoft that allows us to use Azure servers.
Oh, that's cool.
And we can control the data, right? Control the data collection, analytics, and telemetry.
Yes. There's a plugin framework which we can also use. I don't think it gives us as much as the Google Hangouts API used to give us, but that's to be explored. But yeah, one day we'll see. So there we go. It's the website. It's I haven't had a website one meeting for a couple of weeks. I'm terribly behind. I guess sensibly we might just go around and do something like, what is on everybody's plate, if there is indeed anything on their plate. Should we start with Nico? You've been kind of like working on upgrading individual gems and deploying and things.
Yeah, sure. I have 5 pull requests that I would like to check.
Okay.
Can I share my screen?
Well, why don't we get down
I shall only mention them.
Yeah, but if you've got 5 of them, and we can kind of come back around to them. Those are the. So you've got 5 PRs that need checking.
Yep.
Anything else on your mind?
101. Not right now. No.
Michael.
So I was wondering, is anyone like saying that they need something done for website one, like user requests lately?
Need something done?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had, so any recent user requests. The most recent one I can think of is people wanting to be able to, not being clear how to delete events. It is a bit difficult to see in the website one, what have you. And Sigurd, hey Sigurd, I'm just showing everybody what you've done on the Jitsi stuff.
Hey guys.
Yeah, very cool.
The issues are overwhelmed by this what have you. I do have people. So, for example, this was a recent user request. And if you kind of can remove all the ridiculous air brake stuff, you can maybe see user requests. I don't know, that was the one.
You can apply a filter, right?
You can, yeah. Yeah, I think the ooh, what's this? No idea. Yeah, that's the one that springs to mind.
And then the other thing is that we were discussing the endpoint that we have put in for the one source of truth for premium activity, premium payment and stuff. That's kind of good to go now.
Yep.
And then the other thing is, in terms of the priority for that, there's two pieces that relate to website one, but they also relate to the data mining project. The one is that with the premium API truth, we could have the analytics prediction now take into account more recent activity rather than just the historic data that was pulled in the beginning. And then the other thing is that we could automate basically the offers by having, say, an endpoint on website one that the Azure box would reach out to like every week or whatever. And so I guess which is the priority? Is it more to have the prediction take into account more recent data? That's the
I'd say that's
priority right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So there's already an engine up that's doing that?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, there's been a automated. I've had code that I've done it with manually since like June, but there's been an automated Azure box that basically applies AdaBoost to the data that we have and pings Slack in the data mining channel. It's the premium bot. If you've seen that, Ben.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Okay.
That's where those where those posts are coming from.
Yep.
So the idea is that right now Sam manually takes that and reaches out to those people or emails them and tells them that they can get offers, but we could have the website automatically do a lot of that for him.
Cool beans. So Ben, you said you were looking for new website one stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I am.
Anything else website one on your mind?
Well, just that I had that one pairing session with Aaron, and then I haven't seen or heard from him.
Yeah,
I don't know if that got finished or not. The thing he was working on.
No, I think he's due to pair with me this week. I guess he is also. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I hopefully I'll get more information this week, and we'll see. It's a shame that I mean I feel this is sort of a pattern that's that happened repeatedly. We've got people at Adventures. We've got some more committed people like yourself, Ben, and like Michael. I mean, back in the day, I remember Michael, helping a lot of local support people get set up and getting them started on things. And this is the thing I think from the more dedicated volunteers is they put you when it can be it's got the situation of other people who are getting involved say, oh, help me out, and so you're all like nice people and you say, oh, I'll help you out, whatever, and then people are just like have very variable levels of like staying in touchiness, if you know what I mean. I'm not sure how we ever get round that setup.
Well, everyone's got their own sort of challenges and busynesses and stuff like that. I gotta understand.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting thing. I'm not. It's not. I'm not expressing any kind of discouragement or anything like that.
No, no. Well, no, that's because
I was just saying that by way of saying that was the last thing I did.
Yeah. I don't know, and I didn't think you were sensing any. That's part of your greatness is being relaxed in the face of that, and it's more me kind of going, oh, how can we make Azure Ventures have more of these successful sort of pairing things? I think that hence the Paranauts project. I mean, I think that's the part of the solution there maybe, but yeah, okay, yeah.
But I'm anxious to work on something that's maybe a little bit more ambitious now.
Yeah, well, and if you're
seeing everyone contributing to these important sort of DevOps infrastructural things and having all these PRs, and I'm like, there's no reason why I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, totally.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And I think you could definitely hook up with Michael, on this, these things, and indeed on Nico's kind of doing all that stuff. Yeah, it's an interesting question. If we've got other like high priority things going on, we can certainly try and review that. Sigo is also here, I think. Sigo, how are things going with you?
Everything is okay, and actually today I'm mostly listening in.
Oh, okay.
Did you confirm that there was no 500 error being returned on the website one?
I haven't seen one today. It didn't occur for me. We have intermittent ones that are related to performance.
Mm.
So I didn't seem to get this. You were saying that you encountered that this morning when you were starting the Scrum. Is that right?
Yeah. When I was starting the Scrum, I encountered an error, a 500 error. So it's probably related to my internet speed because it was a bit slow during that particular Scrum. So it might be that.
Yeah. Certainly, we didn't have any air brake report about it. I mean, I think that relates to. I mean, I would love to move to a completely different system that had a lot more static stuff up front. I started the a little React spike, but I haven't really made any progress on that recently. And I don't have any like new stuff to mention. I guess I should check. Does anybody have any issues that they want to get voted on?
Any what?
Any issues? So part of the thing is like that if there are things that people want to work on but they haven't been voted on yet, and they kind of want to work on them, then we can happily do that. But we don't have to. I'm in still in a bit of a state of like this, that, and the other, and I can't even. Well, I'll tell you what the thing that might make the most difference for me, Ben.
Weren't you?
Go on.
I know you were working with Marion on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say here. Private events for premium members. This one here, Ben. If you're interested, get involved in this. That could be really valuable.
Okay.
I've got a number of things that I've sort of started, but haven't. So this basically making it smoother so that we can, do all of our private events with the same kind of Slack integration would be very, very nice. Then the other one is this, upgrading to Rails 5. Well, that's a bigger. I mean, there's this Mercury editor thing.
Yep.
Yeah, but so I'm going to tell you that we don't have any new tickets that we want voted on. And if not, then I think our kind of outstanding things are to maybe look at the PRs that go on, Brain. Nico has mentioned. I guess even do you need live feedback on these? Nico?
No. You can go through them. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, some of these are just like they can be
those
merged.
two.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, we
you
can sort of finish, and I can. Yeah, is there anything in any of these PRs that you want to bring up and just share with the team as being
maybe the one that I'm doing?
Yeah.
If they agree that it is being covered with Cucumber and that we don't need the tests that were there before testing the private method directly.
This one. Is that this one here?
Yes, that one.
Right. And so this is the paper trail gem, which I got confused about. I thought it was for like the logging in Heroku, but it's not. It's for the basically, I think, versions of different documents in the system. And so you found that with the upgrade, you needed to make these changes here. It's funny because, like, these gem changes don't seem to change Devise.
No, that is weird. Yeah, and the problem is that current user it is giving that error that I mentioned in the comment. It's saying it doesn't find.
Right. But fair enough.
It doesn't find Warden or
yeah.
Like that.
So presumably there's some kind of knock-on change there with the request store or what have you. Who knows? But then, like, so you found these tests here, and
yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I'm on this general mission to like remove the controller tests. I guess we get into the area where you can kind of say like, oh, I mean, if we go and look at if I haven't got mine open, I probably haven't. Go and shut down these. But so I guess we can get into the debate on this. Is there anything anybody else thinks is important that we look at as a group today?
Wasn't there? I saw a mention recently about a redesign of the actual site. Is that something that's still moving forward? Like, what's the status of that?
Well, I think what we've got is, I'd love it to be redesigned. Lara has introduced us to somebody who is like a business analyst / developer person who's kind of keen on that. And, I've got this idea of doing it in React. I mean, I think the reality is, excuse me if I'm just going to close the window. The reality is, oh, well, you can see it snowed here very briefly. It's going. See out the window here? Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, look. It's just snowing. That's what it looks like outside here. See, it's my road. Sorry. I think the challenge that we have at the moment is, the engineering resources for, like getting stuff done and project managing it. I mean, I think potentially we have this MyNote boat thing where there'll be actually money to be, pay for some project management and money to pay for a system to be built, and but it'll and I've got another person who's talking about wanting a design sprint and this and the other. The difficulty will be, with all of these other projects coming up, like having people to sort of focus and work on that. I don't know. I'm in a bit of a funny state, having been, I'm still rather unwell, so it's difficult to get my head around it. I would really like to see website 1 become slimmed down and redesigned during the course of this year. But
like a facelift, or we're talking about static, right? Static.
Well, or a React site or something. I mean, I think along the lines of the existing Rails site becomes more of an API that serves a separate front end.
So more of an architectural refactoring than per se a
Yeah, but I think
complete
that
UI
that's supposed to
slash
allow us to improve the
aesthetic.
UI and the UX.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've got like a lot of legacy UX that we want to move on from. I mean, I think it's I mean, the interesting thing, I mean, it's great that what Nico's doing to, we've got Dependabot and getting these things all up, keeping them updated. But at the same time, you know, I don't know. I mean, for a long time, I've felt that if we can somehow change the site, we can somehow change the dynamic of everything and operate much more efficiently and have people understand how to get involved much more easily. Maybe not. Maybe it's all, I don't know. Maybe the site's never going to be such a great funnel for people, and maybe we could never coordinate ourselves effectively enough to kind of really produce a great UX. But if there's enough groups like this French group and this other group from Sheffield who will be willing to pay Agile Ventures to work on open source stuff, then we can all have a lot of fun and, you know, profitable time doing those things. But just to come back briefly to what we've also got, you know, this refactoring of bits and pieces. You're seeing here this, like, these kinds of methods, set time zone, offset range, presumably are in here somewhere. Yeah, so what we've got is we've got a big chunk of private methods in here.
Yep.
And the challenge, see, I would say here, Nico, the danger of deleting these testing methods here is that although there are Cucumber tests, the Cucumber tests don't exercise the functionality as robustly, right? They don't check as many corner cases. So maybe these tests are checking some important corner cases. Now, that doesn't mean that it isn't wrong.
But the thing, I think they are testing it wrong, because the idea of the test is not to directly test the private methods, but to use the index. In this case, that is where the users is being done. If you scale from, if you go from the, let me see the name of the method.
No, I know exactly. I'm not disagreeing with you, Nico. So listen, right? Okay, you're absolutely right. There is a general kind of rule of thumb that you shouldn't test private methods, right? But that doesn't mean that the solution here is to delete the tests. The solution might be to move the private methods into a service or a module that then can be tested. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yes, I understand. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I think you know, and it's one of those things, like, in the scheme of things, you know, does it matter so much either way? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of
but the problem for me, it was that by doing the modifications that I've done, if I use current user, I get that issue with device that I'm not being able to solve. It is the last comment that I did in the conversation on GitHub there. If I'm able to solve that, is not the last one. Yeah, that one. Yeah. So maybe I should put like a label saying "help wanted."
So
because
so maybe
I don't know what
I missed something here, which is that you're saying that.
Yeah.
Well, but the whole thing is passing, right? So it looks like that you fixed the error by you changed it from this to this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good.
If you are using, if you test it manually, now it's working.
Right. But these tests will fail, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Okay.
And as I saw that the tests were testing private methods, I said, okay, I'm going to delete them and I will find another way to test this functionality.
Okay. Right. Okay, that I hadn't picked up on that bit, which is an important. Yeah, so right, it goes green because you've deleted these set of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, the thing that you could be doing here is you could be taking all of this into a separate file and moving the tests so that they test them there. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Okay.
I don't know if anybody else has strong feelings either way. I mean,
Some.
yes.
Can we have tests that can we have like Cucumber tests that tries to take into place that really tries to call each and every one of those methods? A feature test that tries as much as possible to call all the methods.
You can. The danger is that the Cucumber test will be slower running and more verbose. But I think that I mean, without having looked very specifically at these things, now here, yeah, I don't know that these are actually testing the things in any particularly complex way. I guess I was more looking at here and seeing, oh my goodness, there's quite a lot of Boolean logic in there. But so I guess the question here is, for doing this upgrade, which then it's like, do we really need the upgrade? Is the upgrade a priority? I guess this would be a simple thing to merge in. I guess the details of these tests are then kind of lost. The question is then, do we create a separate refactoring ticket which says, let's move this functionality out into a module and test it properly separately? I mean,
Yeah, I would go with option 2. Sorry. Go on,
I maybe a naive question. Is it used anywhere else, this functionality?
No, I think this is...
Can it potentially be?
Conceivably, I think this is specific to, this like doing searching for users in your time, who are relatively close to you in time zones. I mean, I think it's one of these many features that we have in the site that I don't know that gets used almost at all. I mean, I guess I think the simple thing to do probably based on this is that we merge it, and maybe Nico, can you create a refactoring ticket that includes the information about the existing tests?
Yeah, I will create one. Yes,
probably the way to go,
sure.
isn't it? And that can be moved on. It's definitely great to have everything up to date. What's I think difficult here is that when we have, for the purpose of updating gems, it then puts us pressure on us to refactor things. And
have we?
Sorry, Michael, hold on a second. And we do then all this refactoring, but we're not having. If that's partly because Nico's so rigorous in going through things, because we're not trying to make the feature changes to the system, we're not seeing the correct pressure on which is the right kind of refactoring to make or not. Sorry, what were you going to say, Michael?
Oh.
I said, how far are we away from upgrading to Rails 5? We still have that block with pages, these editable pages.
Yeah, we do, and that's I know that I know for Nico, you love working on these little Dependabot bump things. Were you saying that in order to make progress on the
the last comment that I did in that pull request, it was that I need to pair with you.
Right. I remember you saying it. Yeah. So you need, So yeah, you need to pair with me to make some progress there. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe that should be the yeah. I guess we have this sort of complex situation where by doing lots of little other PRs, that fritters away time that could be spent in a sort of solid pairing session on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
One other thing that we could do also is to just remove it was one of the things that we already talked.
Yeah.
It was just remove the Mercury editor. And if we will have to do a pull request per each change that we will want to do to a page, I don't know how often a page is being changed now, but it will give us the time to just go ahead and start working on the Rails 5 upgrade, and we will have it working. And after that, we will maybe want to implement again an editor, but already having Rails 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good alternative suggestion. I mean, the challenge is that then we've got to go and take all of the existing static pages out of the database and put pull requests in for each of them. I mean, it's a big lot of work. Maybe conceptually it's simpler. I mean, for me, having worked on this one already, like the conceptual next steps for this one are relatively straight. If we can have it work, this one is simpler because we get to leave all the stuff where it is in the database. But yeah, I guess maybe what we should do is perhaps plan for next Monday. Shall we plan the Website 1 meeting is entirely a focus on this editor issue?
Sure. Yeah.
And then everybody can sort of see what this editor issue is, which is the one that's blocking us from upgrading to Rails 5, and also brings up lots of interesting questions about the site as a whole.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll try and get through other pull requests as and when my voice is really going. Great to see you all. I guess Ben. Yeah. If you're interested in working on this private. Find the bloody thing.
Private events for premium members.
Yeah. Why can't I find it? I thought we had a pull request. There was a pull request from Marion.
Sam.
Yeah.
In terms of refreshing the site for redesign, like re-architecting, wouldn't it be possible? I mean, we know that we're blocked per se because there's not enough people on time to work on redesigning the whole thing. But isn't it possible in principle to just begin like saying, okay, just this one part of the site, say just the events page or just the landing page, and just migrate those to something, but keep the rest of the site
totally
as is. So you just have to basically make the aesthetic the same.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like you were on two different sites, but like one could be a React app or a middleman app or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean that's taking the existing React app and just getting all the styling over into it would get us to the point where we could then, for example, replace the landing page with the React page or what have you.
Right. And you could just like slowly chip away, like say, okay, here's this part of the site has a performance issue, or we want to do something. We want to change the UX on this part of the site, so let's build out the app and have it function for that part of the site.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Kind of like an iterative process rather than saying, oh, we have to do it all in one big bang.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, I think that the key thing, we've got these, from our previous design sprint adventures, we've got these changes that we want to make to the landing page, and just getting that done would be the in one place. Totally a great idea. I was just going to ask Ben if do you need any? I think my voice is kind of gone really, but if you're interested in this thing, have a look through the pull request. Try and see if you can figure out where we're going. I mean, this comes from, we do have some description, don't we, of the waffle stuff?
Seems like it. Yeah, I got the waffle open right here. There seems to be a discussion. You've got some stuff in Gherkin written. Yeah,
because previously Corey was looking at it. Yeah, I mean, if you've got a basic idea of, I mean, I would say rather than me trying to talk through it now and further damage my voice.
Don't do that.
Have a look through and come back to me with questions in Slack.
All right.
Nice one. All right, great to see everybody. Hopefully, I'll be back to full strength next week, and we'll great suggestions there from Michael. And yeah, I think let's still make next session specifically about the Rails editor, the Medium editor, and so on. And if we can all get on the same page on that, I think we can make some good progress.
Nice.
All right. Get well.
It's good. Yeah.
All right.
Feel better.
Bye.
Bye for now. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys.